Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're listening to us from. I want to welcome you guys to today's broadcast. We're starting on a very sad note. As you guys know, if you don't know by now, there was an incident that happened in the US of A, and it is the killing of a black man called George Floyd, and just for absolutely committing a non-violent offense. Now we don't even care right now about the offense they are accusing him of, but it's just so sad that he will be killed uh, by a policeman. Some of the stories, some of the images we cannot show you, but this is the guy, the police officer who killed this promising black man, and that is what we're going to be focusing on today in our discussions. It is very painful. It is really very painful. That's where we're starting today. Most of our discussions today is going to focus around racism, because this keeps happening over and over again. Um, so many of us who, especially who came in as immigrants, even if we were born in the US, in Europe, in so many parts of the world, even in China now, funny as that sounds, that the same people who are discriminated against discriminate against you. So it's funny that we are even discriminated against in China. My question today is why? Why does this keep happening? Why do they target Africans? Why do they target black people to show racism against? Now, it's not only black people that suffer racism, Latinos suffer racism, Asians suffer racism, even white people suffer racism against some black people. But the majority that you see out there is racism against black people. So today, that's what we're going to be discussing. It was Africa Day 2 days ago. We're going to do a video, but we ended up not doing that video. And recently, most of you who tune to our channel, I've been focusing on what goes on with my people of Igbo descent or Biafrans in Nigeria, who have been facing a lot of oppression, who have been facing victimization. I just hate injustice. In this channel, we hate injustice. It doesn't matter who is facing repression, who is facing intimidation, we hate it. And for those of you who are constant listeners to Mazin Namdekano, just to let you know that we will be broadcasting his live transmission later today by 7 p.m. West African time. But let's go ahead and discuss this topic today. So, like I said, we are focusing on racism, not just in US, but in so many happening amongst Africans in the diaspora. Why are we targets of this racism? Every single day, you see another person being intimidated, another person, they're calling cops on them, and it just keeps on happening over and over again. I'm a member here in Canada. I'm a member of the police community consultative committee, and we hear cases like this all the time. My committee is an advisory body that that helps to communicate to Toronto police how they should go about policing amongst people in our community. And this exposes me to a lot of these cases of racial profiling. And so I have first-hand information about these things happening, especially within our community. And I have a lot of commendations for the Toronto police, for the Canadian police, for their efforts in trying to stem racism, especially within the police force. Although there are still flashes of these things happening, bad cops will always be bad cops, bad people will always be bad people. And the worst thing that is happening is that people who are members of the KKK in America, they have infiltrated the police force, and you can see how they are wreaking havoc on that police force. This guy who killed this man, obviously, and then again, let me just tell you, somebody like Donald Trump, the president of America, he's not helping issues when you look at it, because he is the kind of person who promotes this feeling that white Americans should take back their place in America, and because of that, you see these white supremacists just acting up. Just a couple of months ago, we were dealing with Amar, the guy that they shot while he was jogging, because they thought, oh, he may have been the guy who was involved in burglary around the area. Just for suspecting him, they gunned this young man down. I mean, that is ridiculous. That's non-acceptable. Okay, so things like that, they make you they just keep making you wonder, why does this keep happening over and over and over again? When is it gonna stop? How do we make it stop? How do we make it go away? Those are the things I want to hear today. That is what I'm focusing on. And I need people to call in. I need to discuss this, because a lot of our people, we now have to bring up our children, and tell them how they have to behave. It's not okay. It's not okay for us to have to tell our children when they're growing up that, hey, you have to be careful, you have to behave a certain way. Why should it be so? We shouldn't have to tell our children how to live free in a country that is supposed to be free. We shouldn't have to tell our children how to behave free in a country that is supposed to be a country that is based or established on the tenets of freedom. That is like I don't know. That's like cooking food and then cooking it again. You understand? When you're about to serve the food, when they're about to eat, you start teaching them again how to cook the food when they should be eating the food. You understand what I'm saying? Well, I don't know whether that's a perfect example, but it's not the right thing to do. We shouldn't have to be dealing with that sort of thing. That's the point I'm trying to make. No, we should not be dealing with that right now. Hell no. Our kids should walk about feeling safe. They should never have to walk about being afraid of what is going on in their in their neighborhood. They should never have to walk around feeling unsafe, and that is why that's why we are focusing on this today. Yeah, I'm trying to crop this image. That is the image we're going to be focusing on. George Floyd. I don't think, maybe some of you do not even know about the news, but because of YouTube, guidelines, community guidelines, there are some things that we are not able to bring to you. So please bear with us. There are things that we cannot show you. I would have loved to just go around and bring the image or the footage of what happened there when this young man was being arrested, but I don't think I can do that, because YouTube has, I'm just trying, but that's his picture. I'm trying to take this off my phone. I'm trying to get this from my phone so you guys can see it. But the picture you're seeing is a picture of this young man that we're talking about, and I'm just trying to. So go ahead and call in. Let's discuss this issue today. I know a lot of you wanted to call in for something else, but we'll talk about that later. Right now, this is what is in my mind today. Sorry about some of those things you're seeing, but this is what is on my mind now. I am really really so disturbed about this young man's issue. Very very disturbed about his issue. He should never have been killed, and this is the man who killed him. And if you look at the face cap that this man is wearing, the face cap says make whites great again. So that tells you the kind of person that this policeman is. This policeman is a member of the white supremacist movement. Very very dangerous. Okay, that is another polished version of the KKK. Okay, that should be thrown back to where it belongs. It is not for 2020 at all. This kind of thing shouldn't be happening in 2020. I'm also trying to contact some people. This was sort of an impromptu decision we took to be able to highlight on what is going on, because we have to identify with what is happening with our African brothers, wherever they are. Okay, that's what this our channel is all about. We want to identify with our African brothers and sisters wherever they are. That is, if we are not able to defend their rights, if we are not able to talk about what they are facing, then we are not, in my opinion, living up to our responsibilities, So that's why we're doing this. A lot of you might not like it. A lot of you might not, might say, oh, this is not what we came here to do, but I'm sorry, that's what we are focusing on today. So if you want to call in and talk about that, number to call is +1 647 989 2837. That's the number to call. So go ahead and call and let us discuss about this issue. Okay, we need to talk about this issue because that is exactly what our people are facing right now, and we should be able to talk about what our people are going through. That's what we should be able to do. We cannot just be selfish. There are times when you just want to focus on other people, and you don't want to talk about what you just want to. Let me show you, just so you know, this thing didn't just start today. You remember there was this guy who was picking trash in front of his house, and he was arrested. I don't know if you guys remember that. Just for picking trash in front of his house, he was arrested. I don't know if you guys remember that. That was also some form of racism and police brutality. Okay, it is not something that It's not something that should be condoned, and that's why we are focusing on that. I remember that video. I'm going to try to play that video, although it's from CNN, and you guys know how it is with these people. We try to not get into issues with them. We have some people think that when you have a YouTube channel, you can upload anything you want. No, 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 it doesn't work that way. When you have a YouTube channel, there are so many guidelines that you have to go by, and you have to respect. That's why we just can't do certain things. Guys, today I'm just gonna wait till someone calls in and we begin to talk about this issue. I know a lot of you came here to listen to the topics that we've been dealing with recently. We were supposed to have, actually it is tomorrow that we have another special guest that will be discussing things with. But for today, we are focusing on what is prevalent within our community, especially in the diaspora. Because I know a lot of you listen to us from the US, a lot of you listen to us from UK, from so many places. Um, we are going through the same thing that people are going through in these places. We're facing it back home from our own people. But then, as we're also focusing on that, we need to also focus on what is going on within our immediate environment. I have a caller. Let's take this caller, and maybe we'll start from there. Hello, tell us your name and where you're calling from, please.
Actually, good morning. It's Chris. I'm calling from Boston.
Chris, you're calling from Boston. Can you turn up your volume?
Okay. Is that much better now?
Okay, it's much better now.
Okay. So how are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
Good, good. I saw you taking another controversial topic this morning.
Yes, my brother. We have to do this. We have to touch
And,
those things that people don't want to
yeah,
touch.
and this one is pretty much huge, and I do not know where we're going to begin because it's just a very deep and long history, which is also one of the biggest problems in America. Not only America alone, America has it much more than
You're not
the.
you're not really very audible. I don't know why.
Can is that much better? I don't know.
Yes,
That should be
it's
okay.
better now.
Okay. I said it's pretty very controversial. It's one of the biggest problems here in the United States. I
Okay.
know that the problem is everywhere, but U.S. is too much upon all the whole machinery they have put in place.
Mm.
Everything, every government will do, and yet, every day on daily basis, people don't hear it so much because people are, confronted with different problems. But here, America is on daily basis. This one happened, another one will happen again as we're talking. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? It's huge. I mean, sometimes I say it's only God that will solve this problem. I don't know what these people have seen.
Mhm.
I lived in Europe. I spent a couple of years before I got to America here.
Yeah.
I can be able to tell you a little bit of difference from, these two areas that I've lived with,
Yeah.
Europe and America.
Yeah.
Europeans, why they are pretty much better is that they will tell you, Chris, I don't like you. I like you because we do business together.
Mhm.
But personally, I don't like you as a black man.
Wow.
They tell it straight to your face. I
Wow.
remember my first experience in the 90s when I arrived there, Athens. I was walking on the street just then 1 week I arrived at Greece.
Mm-hmm.
Just on the street alone, I saw another. These people they call papas. These people that dress like papas. They are the Orthodox, maybe Reverend Father. You can describe them as.
Okay.
So he was coming on the opposite side, where I was the other side.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as he saw me, this man crossed to the other side of the road. As soon as we get closer to each other, he just paused in his movement. He looked at me, and started making this sign of cross. That is, I was just like
a demon.
A demon. I said, what is going on? How is this man looking at me? That's my first experience in life. Because then, before I left Nigeria, I never heard there's anything like racism or whatever.
Yeah, of course. So, I mean,
So I said, oh my God. Then something struck me to run away because I don't know what this man had seen me as. And I saw him as a human being. I was even happy that I'm going to meet somebody like a religious
person.
And I got back home. I met with a friend that I lived with. I told him my experience. He said, wow, it's good, and I know this myself. He said, it just begun. And that was true. But the big difference is that they will tell you, I like you, I don't like you. They are very, very sincere. Here, I came to America, I see it that they laugh at you, do everything with you, and yet they hate you once you turn your back. So what is going on in America is amazing. I don't know where to begin. And the issue is that they have never been honest. Every government that came has never really been honest to address the issue. I get what I'm saying? And the funny thing is that most of the people they have in the police are this complete racist, the white supremacists.
Yeah.
They are the one in the police force. When you see them act this way, just you got to know it's them. As soon as I saw that picture, I knew. How can you lean on human beings' neck?
And the guy is screaming. And he've already handcuffed him.
Yes, handcuffed him. He wanted to kill him. And they all agreed. The other police officers stood and was watching.
All that time. I wonder why they just stood. They didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I was saying, what are they waiting for? I thought what you do is
the bystanders that were begging, leave him alone, and yet never. The intention was just
to snuff life out of him. They just waited. That thing it broke my heart just watching that.
Cold-blooded.
Just
nobody is able to. Nobody. Everybody is still perplexed.
And I know the annoying thing is when you hear that they've just been dismissed. I need to hear that they were arrested. They should be locked up by now. What are you dismissed?
Yeah, I think that's the second protest. I think they are about to go on another protest, and I hope they didn't do that because another protest might be too chaotic.
I'm telling
what
you.
What they intend to do, they are calling for the arrest.
Of course.
Not only to dismiss them, but arrest them, let them face the law.
Of course.
Because America have not done this, and the biggest problem is the man they have in office right now.
Look at Aubrey that we are just coming out of.
He has not even addressed it. He did not talk about it. He keep on just tweeting on irrelevant issues. He cannot really focus on something that matters.
Thank you, man.
He has not. He has not even addressed it, as every American president does.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right. Okay, my brother. Okay.
All right. Well done. Yeah, I thank the last caller for calling, and let me play this while we are still talking about this issue. Just to let you know, it is not the only issue that we're dealing with. Okay, there are so many of this kind of issues that go on every day. I'm telling you. Let me show you. Remember, I was telling you guys about the guy who was picking trash outside a building. Okay, this one we're gonna bring it to you courtesy of 9 News. We're gonna be using the fair share thing to be able to let you guys see this. All right, so let's listen to this one.
I couldn't help but notice you just sitting on the patio out there.
What's that?
I couldn't help but notice you sitting on the patio behind this building.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's signs for no trespassing, private
live
property,
here.
that kind of thing. Yeah, I wasn't sure what you were doing, if you lived here or you worked here.
Yeah,
It looks like you're working, doing
I
something,
live here
picking
and
stuff
I
up.
work here.
Okay, gotcha. What's the actual address then?
3333 Arapahoe.
Okay, what unit are you in?
I don't think I have to actually tell you that.
Well, I'm just checking to make sure that you have a right to be here, that's
Well,
all.
I just told you I lived here.
Okay.
And I told you that I'm working as well.
Okay.
Shouldn't that be enough for you?
Well, I gotta verify it, just so I know that you
Why
do
is-
in fact live
Are you
here.
kidding me? What do you need from me?
If you have an ID with your address on it, that'd be great.
Fucking unbelievable, man.
Well, we've had some stuff going on in this area. I'm
Yeah,
just
I
doing
know.
my job, just making sure you...
I want you to notice that if this policeman was not up to mischief, when this guy kept the bucket, and this brother was really very lucky, when he kept the bucket and he was reaching for his pocket, why is he not afraid? Why is he not worried whether this guy was going to pull a weapon like you see so many times? So he's just up to no good. Because when somebody he should have said, hold on, let me see your hand, reach for it carefully. But he allowed him to reach for whatever he was reaching for. That showed he was not even under any threat. Can you see that? It was just up to no good, just a mischief maker.
belong here, and if you do, then great, and I'll be on my way. Okay. Do you have anything with your address on it?
Yo, look, man. Here,
Hey,
follow,
hang on.
why don't you follow
Just
me
relax.
and I'll just fucking beep the building, dude.
Yeah, just chill out, man.
Dude, this is ridiculous.
I'm just asking you if you have something with your address on it, then that would help me.
No, I don't. How am I
Okay.
supposed to have something with my address
Well,
on
a
it?
lot of people have a
They
driver's
just carry
license.
they just carry something with their address on it.
Yeah, an ID.
It's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah. So, Mr. Atkinson, can I get your date of birth, please?
Why?
I just need to verify who you are, that you belong here, that you have a right to be here, okay?
Are you kidding me, man?
Can you have a seat, please?
No,
Mr. Atkinson.
no, I'm not. I'm not.
290 Cook 12. Can you please have a seat?
No.
Put that down. Stop. Mr. Atkinson, right now you're obstructing a police officer, which is a jailable offense. I'm asking you one more time to sit down.
I'm not doing anything wrong. And you're not going to arrest me. You're not going to do anything. Because I live here. And I didn't do anything wrong.
Last chance, sir.
For what?
Have a seat.
For what? For what?
Sit
You're
down.
gonna arrest a
Right now I'm
person? You're
detaining
gonna
you
arrest
and
someone?
investigating you for a trespass.
I fucking live here, dumbass.
Sit down. Sit down.
No.
290.
That's what you are. You're a fucking
Have a
idiot.
seat, please.
You're gonna tase me outside of my residence? I hope that
Drop
thing's
that.
on.
Put that down.
I hope the camera's on, sir.
Put that
I
down.
really do. No, I'm working.
You need to
I live
listen to
here.
what I'm telling you
have
to do
my
right now.
address. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything
290,
illegal.
we're on
I haven't
the
done anything
east
wrong,
side of
so I'm not gonna listen
2333
to you.
Folsom.
I don't
Subject's
know you.
failing to comply,
You're actually
not
on my
sitting down,
property,
and he
and I
has
feel
some
unsafe.
kind of a blunt object in his hand.
Yeah.
I'm just going to follow until my cover gets here. Have a seat.
I'm not sitting.
Sit down.
I'm not sitting anywhere.
Sit down. Now.
Why?
Now. Do it now.
Why? Why?
I'm detaining you to investigate.
For what? For
Investigated
what?
trespass.
I live here. You
You
saw
haven't
I'm a
confirmed that.
student.
Sit down.
I'm a student.
Sit down and I'll
I'm not
confirm it.
sitting anywhere.
Sit down now.
No.
Sit down.
No, I'm not sitting down.
Then you're probably going to get tased in a second.
Why?
Because you have a weapon. Put that
I
down.
have a weapon.
Put it down and comply with my orders.
That's not what you're doing, officer.
Do
You
it.
better think, because I got fucking, dude, I could get lawyers, and you have a
You-
camera on you.
It's filming right
You're
now.
an idiot.
Have a
Why
seat,
would you
please.
think that you could tase me? I'm freaking picking up trash on my property,
I need to confirm
which
it.
is where I live.
There's a sign.
I'm not doing anything illegal, and you're not gonna fucking tase me, officer. So
Sit
how do
down.
you think about that?
Sit down.
How do you feel about that, sir?
Sit
How
down
do you feel about
now.
that, sir? And get your freaking lieutenant here. All
They're
right?
on the way.
Yeah, good. Jackass.
Sit down now. I'm giving you another order to sit down.
I'm not doing anything wrong, and you're filming, and you know it.
So put yourself in that position. If you were that young man, as I'm watching this thing, my blood is boiling. I can't imagine this. You are in front of your property. In front of your property. This is not one. This is not two. So many of incidents like this. You're sitting in your house. There are some other houses around there. Somebody walks up to you and says, I want to prove that you are living here. It keeps happening on and on and on and on and on. And let me tell you something, because people get it. And why is it always a white officer doing this to a black man? Why doesn't it's very, very difficult. As an African, a lot of Africans are in the US, are in Canada, are in everywhere. Okay, I have Ugochukwu calling. Hello, Ugochukwu. I know you're calling from Colorado. How are you, sir?
I'm okay. Look at him. You come. My brother, America. America's been like that. This is nothing new. Am I online?
You're online. Yeah, everybody's listening to you.
Yeah. This is nothing new, man. America is a very violent place. That's what a lot of people don't know. But you see, your first caller, there's something he said, but kid, I don't want to insult anybody. Your first caller said that he thinks only God will solve this problem. You remember him saying that?
Yeah.
Okay. See, that's part of our problems. We're waiting for God to come and solve all this black problem for us. Listen, I don't believe God will come. That God already created us and gave us hands, gave us feet, gave us brain. There is a video. I can send it to you if you want to play it. It's not. Maybe it's less than a minute.
Yeah, you can send it to me on WhatsApp. Send me the link on WhatsApp.
Okay. Yeah, then you can play it. You can play it for your audience. So a little video of Malcolm X. Before he died, he was talking about forming what he called OAAU, called Organization of African American Unity, right? And then he said that organization have to have a program that works with all black African countries, right? Now listen to me very carefully. He said if that's the only way black Americans will get their dignity. That if Africa is strong, black Americans here in America, actually no, he said black Americans, all African descendants around the world will be strong. Because if Africa is strong, then everywhere you see a black person in this planet, that black person will be respected. But he said if Africa stays the way it is, we're not strong, we keep going backwards, nobody would respect a black person anywhere in the world. You understand? So that brings us back to Nigeria. Look at Nigeria. Look at the way most African countries is. In fact, I used to talk to I have a bunch of African American friends. I said, see the stuff they do, they're killing people here and there, arresting people. Can you imagine where at least the presidents of West African nations, they get together, go on TV, say, listen, America will warn you, stop killing black people in America. If you kill black people again in America, we will shut down your embassies in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the American government will stop all this nonsense. You know that, right?
Okay.
But yes, if they talk like that, even if a couple of them, 5 of them come out and get on the news and say, listen, stop killing blacks in America or we'll shut down your embassy.
Mm-hmm.
All this stuff will stop. But the thing though is they can't talk like that because most of them are corrupt. Most of them probably have money stolen from our nations in Africa and then they're banking in American banks. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know, so they don't have the balls to talk like that. You know, so in that speech, Malcolm X also mentioned China. He said that China has been able to build a nuclear bomb. He said before in the past, they used to make fun of Chinese people in America. But he said today you can't make fun of them anymore because Chinese got nuclear bomb.
Mm-hmm.
If you mess with their citizens, they can mess with you. You know, so can you imagine America going to fight China today? It's impossible. China got a bunch of nuclear bombs. So the point I'm making is we are our own problem. If we were strong in Africa, we're doing what we're supposed to do. Our country have a couple of nuclear bombs. These people will respect us. Because you see, according to Malcolm X, that's the language they speak. These people speak the language of power. When they think you're powerless, they try to abuse you, they will abuse you, they will kill you. That's the way the world works, man. That's the way Europeans see the world. You know, they see it as, what do you think they're building up all these things they're building, try to intimidate, control everywhere in Africa? So, my brother, I don't believe in all that nonsense. But even here in America, a lot of our people got guns, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing about America. We got the right to buy guns. I got a bunch of guns here. I'm not scared.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that messes with me, I'm gonna start fighting. I don't care. You know, so all of us die.
My brother. So what's the way out of this mess? Because my fear is, listen to my fear is this. Now we have our kids growing up. What are we going to be telling our kids? Do we tell our kids, hey, when you are on the street, you got to watch out for this, don't do this, don't do that? What do we start telling our kids now? Huh?
Well, it goes back to what Michael X said, you see. I have 3 kids, they're watching, they're okay, but you know, I think just don't get in trouble, just watch what you do. But like Michael S. said, if Africa is strong, if Nigeria was a very strong nuclear powered country, right? These people will be scared to kill us like that. They will be scared. And then if you have good leaders come on TV when something like this happens, they get on TV and say, listen, we want Trump to make sure this stuff doesn't happen again. If it happens again, we'll close their embassy. I'm telling you, they will not do it again.
But they are the same people. They are the same people manipulating Africa, manipulating the leaders in Africa.
That's true.
They are the same people doing it.
Well, let me tell you something. I think I wrote this before. My friend, you have 2 kids, you have a wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If somebody comes in there, you go to work, somebody start talking to you to manipulate you, that way you can abuse your kids, abuse your wife. Who do you blame? Do you blame the person manipulating you? Or do we blame you that succumb to the manipulation? So don't blame these people. I don't blame them. I blame our own people that allow themselves to be manipulated. Yes. So you gotta look inward. That's why I say I don't believe in all this God will come down and solve our problem. We'll have to get together and solve this problem. We'll solve our problem like Michael X said. If we have strength, everybody will respect us around the world. But we look at even Nigeria. Do you know you settle in Canada that you're in Nigeria? You know that, right?
Say that again.
I know you very safe in Canada compared to being safe in Nigeria.
Oh,
you
yes.
understand that, right?
Oh, yes.
So what do you blame other people? Blame yourself.
You're right.
Your own society is all messed up.
I know.
Your police, They kill you there more than they kill you here. So all this stuff is connected. Everything is connected.
Honestly, you just made a very, very strong point. You made a very, very strong point that, in Nigeria, you're even safer in America and Canada and elsewhere than you are in Nigeria. Yeah, that's a case that we've already been dealing with. That's what I said at the beginning, that I know this is something we're already dealing with, but it's just that today we want to pause and recognize what is trending right now. But anyway, thank you so much, Ugochukwu, for calling in and supporting us like you always do. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, no problem.
All right. So you heard what he's saying, that even with all of this happening, we are still safer here than we are back home, and that's just the fact. Honestly speaking, I know that very well, that it is all messed up. It is like totally messed up back home, and yeah, it is messed up back home. I know that very well. But we are just focusing on what is going on in America, and that is where we are today. It is very, 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 very annoying. These things keep coming up. It just keeps coming up, and we got to do something about it. We cannot keep quiet. We cannot keep quiet. There's so many of these videos. If you go around the internet, you will see a lot of them, of black people being molested, being confronted. I'm telling you. So what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? You need to call in and let me know, because people are listening. People don't know how to handle this case. It keeps on going on, and we just can't keep quiet. We can't pretend that we don't know that it is happening. No, we have to do something about it. We have to also identify with our African brothers and sisters who continually go through this. So, the last caller made a very vital point. He said, it is the way you treat yourself that other people treat you. If in the first place you don't have respect for yourself, how do you expect people to have respect for you? And that's why when you see me being the way I am, a lot of people think, Chidi, why are you very, they think I'm confrontational. They think I don't know the right word to use now. They think I'm forceful. They think I'm always agitating. It is because I don't have room. I don't have room for this. I don't care where I find myself. In church, I am like this. In my community, I am like this. Everywhere, I am as peaceful and as gentle as you can ever imagine. But I got my antennas standing right up. I'm telling you, if you try anything that is not expected of you, I give it to you right there. I don't. I have zero tolerance. Zero tolerance. I do not allow this to come upon me. No, you got to speak up. I think a lot of us are responsible for this. I remember walking into the bank with someone. They needed me to. I have someone on the line. Hello, tell us your name and where you're calling from. Hello, you're online. Can you turn me down behind you so you can speak? Okay, we lost him. Anyway, what I'm saying is this. I remember walking into a bank with a brother who wanted me to help this caller. Tell me where you're calling from. You need to turn me down behind you, wherever you're listening to me. Turn the volume down so that I can hear you.
The what?
Okay, go ahead. Tell me your name and where you're calling from.
I'm actually right now in the UK, but I'm Ethiopian.
Okay, hold on one second. Just hold on one second, okay? Stay on the line. So what I was quickly saying is I walked into this bank with an African brother of mine. He needed me to be like a surety for him or so, show that I have a company and I have an account. So I'm supposed to give him some amount of money towards his mortgage, right? So when I come and I bring in a bank draft from my other account to this account that was close to where I live, the guy looks at me and he says something like, "I want to verify blah 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 blah." I was so pissed off at him, and when I said no, I request to speak with your manager, my African brother goes, "Oh, Chidi, Chidi," and he was smiling sheepishly, and he was conducting himself in a way that will attract victimization right there in front of everybody in the bank. I was upset with him and I reprimanded him. And I asked him, "Have you seen all the people around here? How many people did they have to verify?" I asked the guy, "You're verifying me for just 20,000? You think $20,000 is beyond me having an account? Okay, I need you to call your manager." We argued and he called his manager. When his manager came, his manager did what he should do. He quickly went to my profile and he saw that I had like 5 business accounts with him. And he saw the monies in those accounts. He just started apologizing to me. But you see, my African brother already thought we were in trouble. Already thought we should, like you tone down your demeanor. You start, like a cat, when you catch a cat doing something wrong, then he has these broad eyes, pitiful face. That's how we set ourselves up. We need to be able to speak up, stand up, present yourself confidently. Go ahead, my sister from Ethiopia.
Okay. So are you asking what we can do, or?
Yeah, I'm all about discussing this black racism in America. Against the backdrop of this young man who was just killed in America.
Yeah, yeah. It's not just in America; it's in Europe as well. Um, the thing is, in our local area, we have to come together and form some kind of unity, so that whenever there is a problem, we can communicate immediately, and then we elect a responsible person who can take care of this with legally and everything. And then we should go to the government bodies, and the government should give this unity some legal entity recognition, so that they have the right to address any problem, and then they have the right to solve their own problem.
So you're saying that it's because we have not been able to come together to present a common formidable front or a community to the government. That's why this is happening.
I'm not saying that is the reason.
Okay.
I'm just saying it is a solution.
Oh.
At least they will say, they will have some kind of fear. At least when they see you guys are, forming up together.
Yeah. Yes, that's a very great point, and this is something that I hope Africans are able to tap into. I'm a community leader, or I've been a community leader here in Canada, and I know a lot of times we formed. Actually, I was part of I was president of the Nigerian community here in Canada, and we, with some other person, I think the guy from Zambia, we were able to form the African Union here in Canada, and we had all the presidents of the other community associations come together. But you see, just looking back now, I see that we were not able to actually build it to the point where it would enjoy respect from the government. So I see now that what you're saying is the truth. If we were able to form that that association to a point where the
Yeah,
government, yeah.
and yeah, it shouldn't be like secret or anything.
No,
You should
no.
like, it should be very legal so that everybody knows about it, so that everybody joins you, all the black people join you to get paid. I mean, we need it.
You're
Now
right.
that there is a clear murdering like in the broad daylight of the black people, so we should have the right to form ourselves together.
Yeah.
And the government should know that.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Yeah, and yeah, it should be, and for the reason, I mean, as long as, for me, the way I take it, even for myself, even here in Europe, I encounter things like that. But I know for sure that I have not engaged in any kind of criminal
activity.
If they want to verify, I don't get upset. Okay, fine, let them verify and show them my ID, and that's it. You know what? I really don't care, and I don't really fight for them to love me. I don't really fight for them to change their mind about me. I mean, what if they don't like me? Let them. Okay, I don't mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Me too. That's what I was trying to do. That's what I was also trying to say. A lot of our people think that you have to be accepted. They think you have to make people love you. So they do all kinds of funny things to try to impress people. And that's the worst thing you can do. There's never going to be a time when everybody will like you.
Yes, that is the mentality that puts us in trouble, actually, because our expectation is so different that because we expect them to treat us very nicely or something, we always expect that. I mean, why? I mean, in fact, I don't even like the way they treat me like I have some kind of problem,
Like you're special, like you have to be special. Just treat me like everybody else.
Exactly. That's how I feel I am. I mean, and that's how I feel towards them as well. For me, they are nobody. Anyway. I mean, they're not superior. They're not special creatures or nothing. For me, they're nobody. So, I mean, I don't really impress me if they appreciate me, or it doesn't really hurt me if they don't like me. I mean, just nothing.
Yeah. Thank you so much, my sister. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate your calling.
All right. Okay.
Thank you. I hope you're subscribed. Oh, I lost her. Okay, go ahead. Tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, I'm calling from Cambodia.
Oh, wow. Cambodia.
Yeah.
What's your name, sir?
Okay, my name is Henry.
Oh, sorry, your name is who? Sorry, I lost you. Your name is who?
Yeah. Okay, Henry Emeka Jimadu.
Okay, Henry Emeka. Yeah, go ahead, Henry.
Yeah. I just want to add what the last caller is saying concerning the
Henry, we can't hear you. We are losing you. We are losing you. I don't know why.
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay. So I just want to ask you about what happened to our young, vibrant brother who was murdered by United States police yesterday.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Something that nobody, black race in the whole world, can come away from it without having something gross. Oh my God. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we're hearing you. It keeps going back and forth. Yeah.
So what I want to say, just to conclude, is just simple. This whole thing is being caused by our leaders. I'm telling you, it is caused by our leaders back home. Because these people have spoiled their hands so much that they cannot even if it's a lorry of black people that they murdered yesterday. Nobody in Africa, no president in Africa can even make any comment about it. Nobody. Because all of them, there's no African president that doesn't have account in United States, in UK, in all these Western world. All of them, they have held their hand. So the way forward is only one.
You said the way forward is to do what?
The way forward is that we come back to Africa and build Africa. I'm telling you on the you see the same way they come looking for us during the slave trade.
Yeah.
If we come back again to Africa to come look for us, then we have my very honestly. But if we say we want to tamper justice with mercy, just we keep on repeating it there, nothing will done. And all these, this is the last caller that said that we have to arrange a group and make it public for everybody, all the black race to join or something. Those kind of things, this kind of thing, it's not going to work. Nothing. Because you are going to be under umbrella of the same government. You are not going to be free. They will also control you.
All right.
Understand? So the only thing is that even I can even point saying all these black Americans that are rich, most of them they are billionaires. They are there, they cannot do anything. Just the same thing that is happening to Africa is happening to more. If they can trace Africa, at least they have guys have a lot of money. Most they have of no use. They will die and leave the money. The money will be there. And they are not going to their forefather is not going to
all right. My brother, your signal keeps going.
It can be an eye opener to those our brothers who are billionaires. Also, to remember Africa now, start coming back. Forget about this thing.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you very much. Yes, the number to call is +1 647 989 2837. Don't forget that 7 p.m. Nigerian time we're gonna have a live broadcast of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. We're gonna be bringing his live broadcast by that time. That's in about 2 hours, almost like 3 hours from now. But right now we're discussing the killing of George Floyd in America, and against that backdrop, we're also trying to figure out why blacks always face discrimination in America. And you know, it's so strange that even the poorest white person, the least confident white person, feels some form of superiority over a black person. And I confront this wherever. If you know me very well, yes, call me a difficult person to deal with. Call me whatever name you like. You know very well I will not tolerate injustice from you. You know very well I will not tolerate your degrading or putting me down. No way. And the thing is, I can see through a lot of people when they act like they pretend that is not what they're doing that they're doing. And that is so prevalent in our society. I see this all of the time. I see it everywhere. And I understand, just like the last caller said, you don't have to like me, you don't have to agree with me, you just have to be normal with me, and I don't even care. One thing I promise you is that anytime you go out of line, I will very, very much remind you. I will very, very much correct you or remind you when you step out of line. That is me, okay? That is me. Those who know me know that very well. I don't give room for that. I see myself, and it looks like people don't like you when you act very confidently. They expect you to be timid. They expect you to just be submissive. Why? Why should that be? No, why? I don't do that. I know so many times they would call me as a leader in our community, and they'll be like, if TV stations, radio stations, hey Chidi, we heard this is happening in your community. What they don't even call to find out, what they don't call to find out what is my opinion about what is going on. No, they call to for you to help them. Excuse me. They call for you to help them indict your own community, and that is not good. That is really, really not good. Also, the name of the people. I really want to know the name of these police officers who were at this George Floyd's incident. I want to know the name of these police people who were there. So if somebody has their name, honestly, I would want the name of these police officers, because that's what usually happens. You find out that the name of the person who, if it's a crime, you would see mostly the name of the person who committed the crime. Okay? And when it is even a crime committed against a black person, it is still the name of the black person that you get to hear. So we should be showing the people who actually committed the crime, like this useless, notorious white supremacist officer. I don't know where his name is. I should have his name. I should have the names of all of those people who were there, the 4 of them. Yes, that's what we should be letting people know, because they just can't walk away like that. No, people should know who they are. Their communities should know what they did. They should be arrested, not just no. Relieving them of their job it's just the simplest thing that is the beginning of what should be done to them. They should first of all be arrested, both the particular person who perpetrated that act and the people around him. All those 4 officers, all of them, they should be arrested. Honestly speaking, they should be arrested. I'm telling you, we should not. We should know every one of them. We should know every one of them. I have some pictures. They should receive. Honestly, they should receive a show of shame. Yes, all of them. They should receive their show of shame. What should I'm going to go to where they are, and yeah, that's what we should do. I really want to show them. So you guys can see what we're dealing with here. These are the people that murdered this young man. Okay, I'm going to Angela Uriaki. Angela is also an activist. She's a blogger. She has a Facebook page. She has a YouTube channel, and I'm gonna go and bring you guys what she posted on her page. So I am gleaning this from Angela Uhomobi Uriaki. I don't want to mess up the name, so I'm just going to show you the pictures with the name. But this is our sister Angela's page, and you can see that this man is really an evil man. I'm telling you. If you look at that picture that I showed, you see that that man is completely, totally evil. An evil-minded fellow. That human being. See the way he was leaning on top of that guy. I'm gonna try to bring it up close again, but I'll just advise you to go and check out that picture and you'll be able to see what we are talking about. That guy is totally, completely evil. I'm telling you, evil-minded human being. Yeah, I'm gonna pull that picture inside this page so that we can talk about it right here. That will help us. Yeah, very evil-minded fellow, that guy. You can see he hadn't. You see, when somebody had intent to kill a human being, he was actually posing. He was posing. And you know, when initially people said, oh, this guy is how can you just say he's a member, is a white supremacist? That's how you guys start something up. No, there's a picture of him, this guy, on his Facebook page. You will not believe it. Picture of him, this man that we're talking about. He was showing. Hold on, let me show you this. You see him showing the picture of a BlackBerry with an inscription. If you see that inscription, let me go back to the page and show you. Look at what this guy wrote there. You see what he wrote? That will tell you that this guy is a bloody racist guy. I'm telling you, look at what he wrote. This is him. Post, it says, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. So when you kill a black man, it is more tasty. That is what this man is trying to say. He's showing you a blackberry, and he is wearing a cap that says, make white great again. So this guy is a pure evil-minded member of the white supremacist movement in America. And this kind of people are inside the police force. Can you imagine what that means? You have this kind of people inside the police force. That is too dangerous. Hello, tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello.
Yes.
My name is Muji, and I'm calling from London.
Go ahead.
Right. I'm calling in regards to the incident that happened.
Yes, go ahead. Go. Huh?
Yes, and also, I want to.
No, we can't hear you. You need to be louder.
Right. Can you hear me now?
Perfect.
Right. Well, what I want to the point. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Right. My point is, people in the States, you're talking about how do we find solution to this?
Yeah.
People, we need to find solution to this, and we need to, people need to go out there and protest, because it's people that pay for the police, and they don't have right to save people and humans' lives.
Mm-hmm.
And one of your callers said, wherever safe here in maybe in the States or Europe or whatever, I think they should not bring African issues here. Somebody should respect someone that just lost their life. It could have been him or his brother or his own son or his relatives. It's just barbaric, to say that you're safe in Europe. Would you go out in Nigeria and police will just pull you on the ground and kill you instantly? Does that happen in Nigeria?
Yes. No, yes, yes. Let me help you, my sister, so that we're on the same page.
It's appalling. It's annoying.
No. Let me.
Our header.
Okay. My sister, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. So this is what I have to tell you about the brother that said you are not safe in Nigeria. In Nigeria, they will not only do that, but the police will not even do anything when headsmen come to your village and kill. In Nigeria, it's not one or two people. That's
the government. It's the government problem.
So that's what.
Government comes to Nigeria to kill people. When there is there police? There is no police. There is nothing is working right now.
Okay.
So it's the government. Government needs to focus on that. And people, we that we left Nigeria, we need to, talk and keep hammering and keep complaining, if we don't silence, things will change. Somebody has lost their life now. People need to, look into the way they police America. It's just not fair. People are going about, jogging about, you kill them just because of their color. How close is that? And we have our own kids here in Europe or in the States. It's not fair. And they are back in my country, in Nigeria, we don't even know what race it is. When we see a white man, we adore them, we love them. So when it comes down to this country, you realize these people don't love you. I mean, they should find a way, a reasonable solution. They should not bring African issue here that, the whole wide world is hearing this. It's
All right.
shame, really.
Thank you. Thank you very much for contributing.
Yeah, right.
All right. Hello. Go ahead. Tell us your name and where you're calling from, and turn me down in the other device. Okay.
Okay, I'm turning down. Yeah, Dr. Chibi. I'm Mike. I'm calling from Houston, Texas.
Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, Dr. Chibi. We have to be honest here. We blacks, I think we have very low self-esteem for one reason, because if we think when white people come to Africa, the way we treat them, the way we worship them, the way we give them first-class treatment, it's just ridiculous. But we black, when we go to Europe or America, we don't, anywhere in the world, we don't get that kind of treatment. You and I, we travel. When we travel with our passport, when we get to European airports, we get to American airports, or even Asian airports, if you are black, they give you the last treatment. They give you the last class treatment. When you get to Nigerian airports, when you are black, you still get the last class treatment. They will treat white and Asian better than you. So where in this world can a black man get a good treatment? I traveled to, last year when I was traveling, I had the next flight. I got to France. They saw a Nigerian passport, Nigerian, even the US passport, they are black. They treat you like trash. I'm thinking, okay, when I get to Nigeria, at least my own country, when I get to my airport, they will give me my first class treatment. I got to Nigeria airport, Muntala Mohammed, the Igbo people, they give them salute. The Chinese, they give them first class treatment. They push Nigerians to a corner. So we black, we have very low self-esteem,
Thank you.
And you are telling us that even the Nigerian police in Nigeria, they will treat Igbo man better than they will treat Nigerian man.
Oh God.
So if we don't respect ourselves, how can a white man respect us? That's just, we need to, even black Americans, they don't respect each other. So the way they treat each other themselves, how can a white man see them and want to treat them better? So we blacks, I think we have a psychological problem. Maybe it's a post-slavery syndrome and post-colonialism syndrome. Somehow, we all been brainwashed that blacks is just not good. And, that's where things need to change,
Thank you. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, the last caller is talking about we looking inwards. He says we have a low self-esteem. We have to do something about our low self-esteem. That was the story. That's why I told you the story about walking into the bank with a brother. You cannot always continue to think that something is wrong with you. Okay, can you imagine this? I have seen people who do. I have a lot of white friends here. You see, that's the one bad apple spoils the whole basket. Or how do they say it? One bad apple don't spoil the whole bunch. But what happens is there's lots of good white people. There's lots of good white policemen and women and white people in our society. I have tons of friends who are white people. In fact, sometimes it's difficult for you to say who is white, because not every fair-skinned person, that's the irony of this whole thing. It's not every fair-skinned person that is regarded as a white man, honestly speaking. But so you find some people from African countries, when they come here and they see that, or when they're in the midst of some Africans that have low self-esteem and they see that they have a white skin and the black people don't know the difference, they also begin to intimidate the black people. How stupid can that be? And I agree with the last caller. Sometimes we are the cause of this problem. When we fail to respect ourselves, when we fail to carry ourselves in a way that will attract respect for us. Look at Nigeria, for instance. We're not just talking about white people, we're talking about Chinese people. Chinese people, right in Nigeria, a Chinese person will refuse that Nigerians should come into a Chinese restaurant. And it is allowed right inside Nigeria. So tell me, if an American reads that kind of news, how would they take you? They're not going to take you serious. So I know what is going on. I know what is going on. It happens to me too. It is that an extension of the effects of slavery that you still see, especially in the southern part of America, where there was great slavery activity then, in those days. It is difficult for, like somebody was your house help, somebody was your maid, and all of a sudden, from sweeping the house, washing the toilet, doing everything, all of a sudden they are sitting right in your parlor watching the TV and even trying to send you to go get them some ice cold drink from the refrigerator while they are watching TV. It is difficult for you to handle. You're like, are you kidding me? How? Why should I do that? So that is unfortunately the problem that some people who still believe in that supremacy thing are having. They can't get around to the point where somebody who used to be a slave, somebody who used to be under their control, is now sitting on the same table and making the same demands for equal opportunity from them. And to the white supremacists, what I want to tell you is, you forgot that Africans were just living in Africa, minding their own business. When you came in with your sheep, a lot of people are like, oh, Chidi, move on, forget this slavery thing. No, we can't forget it. Because if you had left us alone, if you had left us with the great Mali kingdom, do you read your Bible? And a lot of Christians look at me with a very, very funny eye. They're like, Chidi, you say you're a pastor, we don't trust you. You say you're born again, we really don't trust you because the way you act is unbecoming of a Christian. Christians are supposed to be just quiet and nice. We don't get involved in provocative issues. We just mind. That's why a lot of churches cannot have me in their leadership. And the people who have me in their leadership, I really, really commend them. I mean, they are very, very they are great risk takers, because honestly, I remember Pastor Samuel Pericholi. That's why I always respect him. This guy is one of the people that has taken the greatest risk, on me as a Christian leader, and it paid off real well, because you don't have to be afraid of the stand I take on issues. That's who I am. That's because I know my culture. That's because I know where I'm coming from. I know who I am. Okay? So that's why I can tell the white supremacists that we were in Africa with our cultures, with our tradition, with our great civilization. And even inside the Bible, go and read about the Queen of Sheba. Go and read about the Queen of Sheba. It is because of the Queen of Sheba that Solomon wrote the songs of songs. It was the Queen of Sheba that Solomon was talking about. She came from Africa. She brought things that was amazing to people in Israel then. How could she do that? It had to come from an advanced civilization. It had to come from a civilization that could read and write what do you call it? Study the stars and know where things were happening. They had historians. They had educators. Don't you know that the first university in the world was the University of Timbuktu? Did you not know? Do I need to tell you? Don't you know that civilization started in Africa? Don't you know that science? But these are the kind of things they will not want to highlight. Don't you know that science has proved through this test that they do, that every human being living right now, through DNA test, they have established that every human being who is still alive right now, you can trace their DNA to Africa. So human life as we know it today started in Africa. Don't believe me? Go and do the research for yourself. So I think it is not having this kind of knowledge that makes some of us walk around with your shoulders down. The same way an animal like a lion, like a dog, even a dog can smell fear from you. I'm telling you, if you walk up to a dog and you are fearful and you look dejected and defeated, an aggressive dog will pounce on you easily. But if you approach a dog confidently, if you approach animals confidently, they succumb to you. That is what happened. And remember, I'm talking about the white supremacists and the white supremacists in their thinking kind of a white person. So when you approach this kind of people, they can smell from a far distance that you are intimidated, you're defeated. And that is why they treat you that way. You call them on the phone, you say, hello, I'm calling about my TV. You say, what do you mean your TV? Have you had some people respond to you like that? Hello, sir. You call customer service. Hello, sir. I have this problem that I want to report about. And the person just slams you with, what do you mean you have this problem you want to... Just something like that. But so you need to watch out for this. You need to watch out for the way you conduct yourself. I mean, this is talking generally. I'm not saying that is what makes policemen shoot you. Some policemen shoot you and kill you for no reason. Sometimes it's not because of the way you carry yourself, like you saw in the video of the young man picking trash. Hello, tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Oh,
Okay, I guess he wasn't calling me direct. Maybe he wanted to call me privately. But right now, if you're calling into the show. Call and let me know what you think. What should Africans, black people be doing to prevent this kind of treatment that we receive from the police, from regular people on the streets? What are we doing wrong? What should we be doing to avoid this sort of things that happen to us? That is what the topic is all about today. Okay, we are having an African parliament. Okay, so I hope some of you did not misunderstand when I wrote African parliament. You're thinking, oh, I'm gonna be talking about a government established parliament. No. This is our parliament right now in Worship Media. We're having a parliament. Calling from anywhere. If you're an African, go ahead and call in and let us discuss this issue. That's what we're doing. We want to have a parliament. We want to discuss what is going on. We want to discuss the killing of this young man. Actually, I'm also going to go to I'm going to give people an opportunity to also appear if they wanna be. Maybe we should do a StreamYard thing and bring people in through live streaming, because maybe if we do that, then we can maybe if we do that, we can have other people contribute. If you want to come live, I'm gonna create a live chat room where we can bring some people to come and speak with us. That's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna go to that chat room and bring people in. All right. Then I will share the I will share the chat, and so people can also join. So that's what I'm gonna do. If you want to come in on the chat room, if you want to come in on the chat room, I'm gonna send out something there so that you can join, and I'll bring you in. I'm going to post something here now that if anybody wants to join the chat room, you can click on this and I will bring you in. So I just posted something right now. If you want to join the chat room, if you want to say something on video, if you want to join the conversation, you can click on that link that I sent, and you can be part of this discussion. I know a lot of you are just getting to hear about it. A lot of you don't even know that this happened yesterday, but yes, that is where we are right now. This young man was just snuffed, his life was snuffed out of him for no just cause, for no reason at all. They accuse him of forgery, but that was not it was a non-violent a crime, and he was already handcuffed. What else did they think was going to happen to him? Did they think he was going to run away? There was no reason for them to pin him down, put your knee on the man's neck, and you snuff life out of him. That was really, really very wicked of them. Very, very wicked of them. That is what we're discussing today. And I created this chat room on StreamYard so people um, people can come and join. So if you want to join the chat room, you saw what I sent out there. I can bring you in. All right. So if you want to join the chat room, I created a StreamYard chat room and I put the link out there. Okay, let's take this caller. Hello, tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah. Hello, hi Judy. It's Henny again from Alberta.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, I really like what you're doing. I mean, making people aware of the situation. As regards what to do, first of all, I'm not a big proponent of, or say, African society should be one. I've heard some famous leaders say, "Oh, Africa should be one. It should be one." No, I don't think so. I think our diversity should also lead in a black society. Should we be the criminal that walks his way from the underground into the mainstream economy? That's totally wrong. That kind of person shouldn't be a leader in any normal society. If you go investigate some leaders, for example, just taking it back onto Nigeria, you investigate some leaders, you see that in the past they had committed fraud. In the past they were cultists. In the past that's totally wrong, because that's the condemnation of justice too. Yeah, in as much as we should condemn them, and the children of our children is important. If it's important in our homes, then it should be important to society too. Yeah,
They went to the neighborhood where they were just showing that they themselves. I don't know what is it that they wanted to prove, but they always exhibit open carry, like showing off guns and all that, and intimidating people. So these black members of this black group, I think is an offshoot of the Black Panthers or the Black Panthers themselves, they went into that neighborhood. They strapped themselves in full armor to the full glare of everybody to show that, hey, we too can play this game if that's what you want. And I think that show of force must have sent a message to some people. And I have the names of these officers who perpetrated that act against the black the black young man. And these are Officer Derek Chauvin, badge number 1087. I hope it gets pasted on the chat room. So Officer Derek Chauvin, badge number 1087. Officer Tao Thao, I think that's the Asian looking guy, badge number 7162. Other officers are yet to be identified, but these are the two officers that did this abominable act, because it is that first one, this Derek Chauvin. He is the main culprit. He is the one that the whole world should know. He is the one who perpetrated this act. So this is the man. This man is the one that perpetrated that act. He is the one that the whole world ought to know. He is the Chauvin guy, or whatever they call him. That's his name. Okay? He is the one that perpetrated the act. He is the one that everybody needs to know. Okay? This guy. Yeah, that's him. And then I'm going to put up their name. You see it rolling down there. They are the ones that should get that 5 minutes of shame. People need to know them. You know, a lot of times what they show you is still the name of the person who committed the crime. That's like double jeopardy. So you still show the name of the guy who committed the crime, and his name is trending. But how about the people? I mean, the name of the person who suffered the crime. But how about the people themselves who were responsible for committing the crime? It is important that we get to show their names. So this is their name. I'm going to go and try to pause this so that it's not scrolling at all. Okay, I don't want it to scroll. We need to see these people. We need to know them. This guy and his Chinese friend. Yeah, this is Officer Derek Chauvin, badge number 1087, and Officer Tao Thao, badge number 7162. They are the main culprits. There were 4 policemen there. Well, the other people, because they didn't do anything, they get to be also indicted. But we'll see how that goes. So that's where we are now. I'm going to show you guys the picture. Well, you're seeing it right now. But you know, these other people, they also deserve some recognition. Yes, they deserve some shameful recognition. We need to shame them too. And I know people are like, oh yeah, this is the second man. This is Tao Tao. This is the two of them. These are the two people. These two people are the two people that need to receive their shame, their show of shame. We should give them, and I'm gonna put this thing. Yeah, they should be shamed. That's what they should be done. That is what should be done to them. When you resort to treating a black person, a human being for that matter, it doesn't matter whether they're black or white, when you decide to treat a human being like they are trash, well, guess what? We are not going to spare you. We're also going to trash you. Okay, I have a caller. Go ahead, tell us your name and let's know where you're calling from.
Brother, sorry to cut your conversation. I got earlier on. There are 4 of them, not just 2. Two other policemen had a man over there, not just.
No, I know. There are 4. I'm just trying to. These are the people that I have their name. They have not identified.
And you know what's funny there? You see, it's like American Constitution supports the killing of black people right in America down to Africa, and I believe the American Constitution is supporting the depopulating Africa. Depopulating Africa. If we have to go very deep into this territory, why is that they are not calling for his arrest? Why are they not calling for his arrest? Why are they not calling for the arrest of Clinton? All those bad involved in this whole thing. Why are they not calling of the arrest?
Okay.
Yes, the American Constitution supports all these things. You see, let me tell you one thing, brother. We have to support our black people in America, all over the globe. We have to support this NFAC. I don't care. We have to join them. If it's whatever going to any war, we will go. But it is enough. We help the British. We help the Europeans. We will not remain slaves anymore.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for contributing once more.
Enough is enough.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So, yeah, these are the two that we have their name, but like that brother rightly pointed out, it's not just two people. It's not just two people. And let us, I have something that Dr. Erica sent to me here, and it's about who this this man is, this Derek Chavon, who is, because he has a wife and family. He's not just a number out there. You are live. Can you tell us your name and where you're calling from?
Okay, this is Mike from Houston again. I called you earlier, and I was what I told you that we blacks, we have no self-esteem. Now, let me tell you something, Dr. Chibi. You have to understand that white supremacy is something that is taught. Now, I will tell you something. I grew up in Nigeria, but I came here young, and I finished my high school in America. And one thing I discovered was that in their curriculum in America, I'm very sure the same in Europe, they teach them that the white race is a superior race to black. That's one thing I was learning in school in America. I'm telling you.
Really?
If you ask your children, they will tell you. I'm sure you didn't grow up in America here. You didn't know about this. I was learning in school. This is what they teach in school. They teach them from very young. And the white race is supreme and the blacks is inferior. This is something I was learning in school in America. And guess what? In Africa, unfortunately, the curriculum that we still use in Africa is colonial curriculum. In Nigeria, we still use the British curriculum. And there's an element of even things being taught to us that the white race is supreme to us. This is in our curriculum in Nigeria too. It may not be as strong as clear like it is in America, but in Nigeria, if you think about it, Dr. Chibi, our curriculum is really not teaching us anything great about ourselves in Africa. It's really not. So I think one thing we need to change in Africa is we need to change our curriculum and do the same thing these other people are doing, where you start teaching your children that they are great. They were great people. They can do great things. Their race is supreme. There's nobody above them. If we can do the same thing in Africa, I think the way we think, our mentality will start to change.
All right.
If we can design a curriculum where we are teaching our children that the Igbo tribe is a great tribe, the Yoruba tribe is a great tribe, the Hausa tribe, that we are great people. We will not hate, we grow up hating ourselves, because we go to school in Nigeria where all you learn is that the white man is a supreme. We are British curriculum teaching us everything about England. We don't learn it. Most Nigerians don't even know anything about Igbo history or Yoruba history or any other tribal history, the great side of their history. We don't know anything about ourselves. Many of us are so ignorant about each other's right, so we live by all stereotypes. But if our leaders can create curriculum where we teach our children the greatness of each other, the greatness of Africa, and teach us that these outside races are not superior to us, we will have a good high self-esteem where we can even start advancing, because we have high esteem of ourselves, but we don't have that high esteem. We have this low self-esteem. That's why white man can come to Africa and we start to salute them, we start to worship them. Chinese man can come to Africa, we start to worship them. But if you go to their own country, they don't respect you. They see you as, because why? That's what they were raised to believe, that their own race is supreme, is superior. And the blacks, those in Africa, they are monkeys. That's the thing they teach us. I was in school, and I was going to high school in the 90s. They were showing us African jungle on TV. We were this course I was learning in Shisha Studies. They talk about Europe, and they talk about how beautiful greatness of Europe, how everything is so great. And then when they talk about Africa, they start showing jungles and start describing us as these primitive people with no great history. This kind of thing, this kind of white man grew up learning. That's why he saw a black man as a trash that he can just kill. Because he grew up learning that blacks are nothing, they are worthless. So this thing is psychological, it's a psychological thing. And that's why we need to understand the game,
Thank you very much.
So that's what I just want to tell you,
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, yeah. So, he was talking about history. We need to teach our children, we need to teach our people where they come from. And that's why we have the My Roots Foundation, and what we do is we go around, when it's Black History Month, we go around schools, especially where you have young people, and we teach them about African history. And whenever we do that, it helps people who are not African to understand what this whole thing is all about, and it helps them to understand that they are a great people. Hold on, Ugochukwu, I'll get back to you. Just stay on the line. I wanted to read about this Derek Chauvin, his wife, his family. In 2008, an article says Chauvin joined the Minneapolis Academy in October and had worked in the First, Third, Fourth, and Precinct and the Waterworks Security as a waterworks security detail. In 2008, article gives some insight into Chauvin's biography and profiles Chauvin's wife. It describes how Chauvin's wife was born in Laos, but fled to Thai refugee camp with her family, with only the possessions they could carry on their backs before moving to Eau Claire, Wisconsin. When she was 18, she married a man she barely knew at her parents' behest. However, after a decade of abuse, she divorced him and moved to Minnesota. The article says she earned a degree in radiology and forged a career in Hennepin County emerging room. That's where she met Chauvin in 2010. The article wrote he brought someone in for a health check and ended up asking her on a date. So this is a brief history of this Derek Chauvin guy. Okay, I have our brother Ugochukwu on the line. Go ahead, Ugochukwu.
Okay. Chidi, you can always call me to verify information people are giving you.
Okay.
This one guy, the previous caller said that this stuff is written in American Constitution. I don't know what American Constitution is written. That's not true.
Mm-hmm.
A long time ago in the past, you know about slavery, but the American Constitution doesn't support this stuff. That's
I know.
One.
I know.
I mean, I don't know why people just come and start talking nonsense. They don't know what they're talking about. And then the second guy said that they teach this stuff as in school. Again, that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
No teacher will teach this. Any teacher that come teaching stuff like that will go to jail. I raised 3 kids in this country. My kids were born in this country, in America. They went to high school. I mean, they went to, the first day in school, they started here in America. They finished high school, and they went to, in fact, my daughter is doing her PhD. One of daughter is doing her PhD right now. So my kids went to school here. Don't listen to anybody talking. The problem with us, we don't know how to solve problems, you see? So, but what I wanted to bring is, if you really want to see the source, how they're treating us the way they treat us, look at the picture of Jesus. When you go to a store in Canada, Walmart in Canada, to buy something about Christianity, look at the picture of Jesus. He's a white man, but that's a lie. Jesus was not a white man, right? So, but you see, we're drinking all that stuff, making ourselves inferior to them, So, but I don't want people to come over here and start talking something that is not true. American Constitution doesn't support this, and they don't teach this at school. I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
keep listening until somebody comes start talking nonsense.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ugochukwu. Just to buttress what Ugochukwu said, I have kids here in a Canadian school. I don't think I have seen where they were teaching it. Actually, I had a confrontation with a teacher who had written something in answer to a question raised by a parent, and the teacher kept making reference. She said, you know, these black kids, and as she kept making reference to black kids, it just didn't sit well with me. And when I brought it up at the meeting, I noticed that a lot of other white folks, white parents there, did not find it funny, including the principal of the school. So we must also try to set the record straight. Not every white person is bad, okay, and then some black people are also bad. If you look at the protests that they are holding this again for this man who was killed, you see a lot of white people out there, carrying cards against racism, because, like I said, it's just a few people that always cause the problem for the rest of us. Members of the Ku Klux Klan, members of the white supremacists, other white supremacist movements, rednecks and all of them, they are not the major population that we have in our community, in our society, but they are the ones who propagate this hate against blacks and carry out these moves against blacks, and that is absolutely wrong. So just keeping the facts straight. If you have called before, I want us to give room to other people to speak. I don't want us to go back and forth on this issue. We are focusing on our brother who was murdered and what we can do to help. Go ahead, tell us your name and where you're calling from. Have you called before?
Yes, I called before. My name is Glory. I just listened to Ugochukwu. Please tell Ugochukwu to follow up Young Peru on YouTube. Young Peru will analyze American institution for him to understand that there is a place in American institution that supports the population of Africa.
Can you listen to me? Do us a favor. Copy that Young Pharaoh's channel and put it on the chat room, okay? I don't want us to continue that argument now, okay?
I'll do that. I'll do that myself.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, so that is it. We're not going to continue with the discussion. I just wanted to pause and highlight this ugly incident that happened today, and our condolence goes to the family of the young man who was murdered, George Floyd, and we pray this kind of thing doesn't continue in our community, although it doesn't seem like this is the last time we're going to hear about this. It's just that we need to be aware that that is the society we live in. This kind of things happen, and we need to be prepared and need to watch out for it, and we need to be able to speak up. This is what we have to do. We cannot stop talking about it. We cannot stop highlighting it until we see that justice is done wherever people are being maltreated, whatever people's rights are being trampled upon. Yes, you're going to see us. We're going to pop up. We're going to defend whoever we can defend. We're going to speak up. We will not allow ourselves to be intimidated. Yes, we're going to face a lot of obstacles doing that. We already know, because a lot of people keep warning and say, oh, these things you do you realize this can cause problems for you? Hey, somebody got to do these things. And people did it. If people did not do it, we will not have the freedom that we have today. So to shy away from speaking up against injustice, it is not fair. You are making a mess of the good work that was done by those people that lived before us. People like Martin Luther King, people like Malcolm X, a lot of people who fought for Africans, for black people, Patrice Lumumba, all of those people, even Nelson Mandela, all the good work that they did, if we cannot speak up, and defend what they defended, then we are letting them down, and that does not make sense. So we'll continue to speak about these things, okay? And like I said, we empathize with the family of George Floyd and every other person who is facing oppression there. We're also following closely with the case of Ahmaud Arbery, and we will bring you news about that whenever anything breaks out. We would monitor this to see. We insist and we expect that these people should be arrested and charged to court. That is where we stand on. That is the demand that we are supporting. Okay, that's the demand that we are supporting. These people should be brought to book. Imagine if the reverse was the case. What do you think will happen if a civilian, whether they be black or white, but mostly if they are black, and they were found to have led to the death of a police person or even a white person, what do you think will happen? So people are angry, and rightfully so. They're angry. They expect more from what they are getting from the government, and I hope the government will not disappoint them. I was hoping that I will play a video for you, a video of the NFAC leader who spoke up against carrying carrying open weapons in the area where Ahmaud Arbery lived. Let's try to play that tape, because it might make people understand where people like this man, how he sees things. Okay, it's important we watch this video. So hold on, I'm gonna bring that video to you. We need to watch this video. He wanted people to know how he felt about this stuff, and that's very, very interesting. Very, very interesting, because sometimes you need to match people. I'm not a gun enthusiast. Just to let you know, I don't support guns. I think guns should be highly licensed. There should be a high prohibition of proliferation of guns, because they cause more harm than good. But in a situation where you keep killing people who are defenseless, then they might have no other option than to defend themselves. So let's listen to the leader of the NFAC and what he said about what they did at Ahmaud Arbery's residence.
Us. We just down here by ourselves. Nobody cares until they saw us show up and we cared. But we didn't come for them, because see, those are folks. We came to show them this is how you handle this going forward. You don't need to have nobody come from out of town to come into your city, to come into your state, to handle your business. Because the same rules and laws that they live by, that they don't brainwash you into thinking you can't use, you saw what we did. Not only did we come down, not only did we strap up, not only did we go to the houses, not just to the house of the people that shot the video, we went to all houses. We showed up in force because they're not used, or they thought that they had exterminated this type of black person. Surprise, no you didn't. You see, there's a whole demographic of us, and we're gonna do more than throw rocks at police cars. We're gonna do more than turn stuff over. You see, most of us are ex-military. You trained us, and you trained us well. And we woke up. And I love my people. I love everybody on this live. I would die for you, and I've proven that to you. I need y'all to start proving that you will die for your own people. You may not be as equipped as we are. You may not have everything that we have. But what you do have is your ancestral spirit that's been talking to you in the back of your head saying, what are you waiting on? So we just thought we would give you some incentive. Now I'm going to tell you this. When we went into that neighborhood, it was rather interesting because it raised more questions than it did give me answers. And anybody who knows me knows I'm a very analytical brother. I don't just take things as you tell me, and I tell everybody on my live, go and investigate whatever I tell you to keep me honest. But the first thing I didn't understand was, what was he doing there? Because when we went to the neighborhood, and the neighborhood sits in the middle of nowhere, there's nothing anywhere. There's swamp and flatland. We're on the border of Florida and Georgia, Gator country, you know, them good old boys. Okay? But there's nothing else around me. That's the first thing that I didn't understand. And then it's one of those areas where it's one way in and one way out. Even when you get in there, they got a few little side streets, but there's no way out. Which means even if he ran in, what was he going to do? Run around in a maze and then run out? Okay, I didn't get that part either. But this is the part that I'm going to share with y'all. And a big shout out to Shar Bates from BET's Cop Watch, who was actually with us, and my man City, because they were there to do their documentation because they wanted to see what we was going to do. But at the end of the day, what I didn't understand was this. We went to the house that he supposedly broke into. Let me help y'all out, because you're at home watching the media spin. See, I'm a in-your-face type person. I got to see it for myself. I got to touch it. I got to smell it. I got to understand so I can sleep at night. Because I could not believe in my good conscience that 2 or 3 white men in 2020 shot this boy down like a dog for any reason. I had to see it for myself. The house that he went to. Yes, the house was under construction. I got you. But then I tried to figure out, based on the news story, y'all got me thinking that the dude, Mr. McMichaels, whatever the fuck you want to call him, he lived next door, so he saw something, you know. But no. His house wasn't there. His house was all the way down the street on the other side. There was no way he could have seen anything going on at that house. So I said, okay. So we went down to his house. Oh, yes, we did. And when we went down to his house, I was amazed. The truck is still in the driveway where he parked it. The same truck he killed dude in. It's parked right there. It's not marked with crime tape. It's parked like he's gonna be home. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something. I don't know who was in that house. But I know goddamn well when they looked out that window and saw 12 bros dressed in black with machine guns coming, looking in the windows, ringing the doorbell, peeking in the windows, going around the back, telling the dog to be quiet. We here. We done pulled up. And we know you ain't there because they locked you up 2 hours after we said we was coming. They didn't arrest them. They put them in protective custody because they knew them boys was coming. But that was cool. We didn't care if you wasn't there. We wanted anybody to be home.
Okay, guys, so there you have it. This was the leader of NFAC. They went to the home of the guy who had killed Ahmaud Arbery, because, you know, the killing of Ahmaud Arbery was a sort of an act of intimidation against blacks in that neighborhood. And you hear so many stories of something like that happening. It was like a gang up. But the same way they carried their weapons, that's what these members of the NFAC went there to do. I'm going to show you a very short video, that was captured of this guy's in that neighborhood. So we just see what happened. I'm gonna share that video with you guys. It's very short, but I'm still gonna share the video so you see the members of and AC. They call themselves Black Militia. They went to the neighborhood where Ahmad Aubrey was killed. That's what he was talking about. I'm going to show you the video that he was talking about a short while ago.
Why would you not check every piece of evidence, every probable cause, and last but not least, why?
So you all saw what happened. They called law enforcement, but I think it was a wise decision for them not to come, because if when other white folks in that area would open carry their weapons, you would not come, then why would you come this time around? Very, very unfortunate thing for America as a whole, but that is the situation. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed what we had to show you today. Don't forget that in about 1 hour, for the 1 hour 37 minutes from now, we're going to have a broadcast from the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, doing a live broadcast. From all of us here in the Toronto studios of Worship Media, this is me, Dr. Chidi, on behalf of Dr. Erica and everyone helping us, saying we'll continue to love you. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe. It's working, it's working. You know what I mean? More meat in my food. Bye-bye.